here's another idea of what we could implement for this demo. It kind of combines visual effects with UI stuff as well. It's a reworking of the health pickup thing that we've done in previous projects. So here we are. I've got the health bar on the top right thing there. And these boxes here are just placeholder health pickups. So if I go over it like that, the health bar grows like that. Up. There we go. So, and it also drops a little particle effect again as well. You can make it whatever you want. So let's have a quick look at what's going on and how you make this. Here's the pickup itself. It's just a box, but obviously this could be like a model with a particle effect on it, sound effect, stuff like that, whatever you want. And I've made it into a prefab once I've finished. It's got a few things on it. You'll need the health pickup script that's available on Nile. It is a box collider, should have one already, and a rigid body settings, and whatever else you need, like materials, animation, stuff like that. It needs to be tagged as well as health, like that. We need to make a health, capital H, because the code is looking for that. So once we've done that, if you want to make a health effect to go in it, I've made this one here called effects, which is just like a simple particle effect. But again, I've made it into a prefab. This is the thing that gets instantiated here as when you go over the health pickup. So I would, there in the health pickup script, I would drag that into that. So there's the model, whatever, and that's the thing that gets instantiated when you collide with it. And that all goes into the one prefab, yeah, temporary prefab. So you can duplicate it around the scene. On the player side, there's a few changes are needed here as well. So on your FPS controller, you'll need to add a capsule collider. Let's have a look at that. Turn on the gizmo so I can actually see it. So you've got this capsule collider. Then like that, you can make it bigger or smaller. The whole thing needs to be tagged as player, capital P, the script work. And finally, you'll need a player control script on it as well. I generally put the health level down to 0, max, well, whatever you want to go up to, how many stages you want. And that, I think, is it for the player. The player does also have this other smaller collision in there that was remnant still in there. But that's fine. We'll just put the bigger one over it, take the whole thing as player. And then we need to apply those changes to the prefab. So go up to overrides there, apply all, and then those changes will stick in the prefab when you run the game. Okay, that's it. So that's the pickup and that's the player. Let's have a look at the health bar itself. So it's actually on the canvas this time. And like our sprite game where it was just hanging off the camera, we're actually going to put this here on the canvas. So it's mapped to overlay space like that. So it's up here. This is the image. This is the graphics for the health bar. And we've just got this grey thing, which is a background. And then I think we've adopted the mode, which is more appropriate for this health bar. You know, previously we just stretched out a graphic. Here we're actually swapping between graphics, which is a much more satisfying way of doing it. I think really the way forward. So basically you've got your health bar in different stages of completeness. And then I've gone into Unity and find it, set it to sprite, and I go to the sprite editor and chop it all up into separate chunks. Important bit, if you're kind of doing it like me here, where it's a bar, you want to just extend the bar out just so that they're all the same height, all the same height as the tallest one, or the widest one, or whichever way you're doing it. That will be just make it easier to place. It'll just be a straight swap in the same place there. So it's great to have those numbers. You can always see the size of things here in the little windows. You can actually just get a gist of it and just copy and paste those numbers. Okay, so once you've got that, first thing I'd do is just add an image, UI image, and into that I would put the health bar background graphics, something like that. And I would look down here and see how big it is. It's 59 by 206, like that. So I've got my health bar. Next, what I'd do, I'm going to just rename that health bar. And the other thing it needs, so that's just a static graphic. That doesn't need actually anything. What we need is to actually add the next graphic on here. So I'm going to go UI image on here. This is going to be like the health level, like that. And that's the thing that actually needs the next script, which is animated, health unit animated, like that. That'll need a reference to the player. So, and we'll also need to add whatever graphic we're going to put onto that health. Like that. We're going to look at the size of it to 199. Okay, so it's in place. The next thing we're going to do is very similar to that other video. In fact, you could just follow that video from this point on about the animated health level. Is we're going to go and add the animation component and an animated component, and then animate this one. If I just switch to the other one, it is actually already working. If you look at the animator component, it's run by the animator, and it switches. It has control by code. It switches between the states of these animations. These animations is is the health bar at different levels. So, for example, just to show you what I've done, I've given this an animation component. I went into animation, and then I set up some animations. Just expand that. You can just about see that that's sanity level 5. The animation is just that one sprite there, full power. Level 4 is it kind of losing a bit. 73 is midpoint. 72 is lost a lot, and then 71 is 0. We're not going to go down to 0 because we're not going to have a death stage or anything like this in the game. So there's your 5 animations, and they don't have to just be static images. They could be a sequence of images, maybe like a sanity sploshing around like a liquid or something like that. Basically what the code does from that point, let's have a look at the code, the animated health unit. It's very simple. It requires us to make a new integer variable of type integer, just like we did with player state, controlling animations in our sprite-based game. And we're going to make a new integer called health underscore state, like that, all lowercase. And basically, what the script does is it allows us to switch between animations according to whatever the player's health is. It has a reference there to. That's why we dragged the SPS controller into that script, is so it can access that player control script. And the player control script has the health level. So we can set it like that. Right. Let's go back to the easy one. There we go. That's right. So set up all the animations, but 5 animations there. And here they are. As I've also applied an animator component to my health level. We can now set up transitions between things. So that's the lowest one. And basically, we go into parameters and we make a new integer there, like that, sort of health state, just like that one up there. And then that will allow us here to add conditions. So to go from sanity level 1 to 2, health state equals 1, there like that. So it's changing according to what the player's health level is. There like that. So it's 2, 3, 4, and then coming down again. It's the same sequence. Always tracking what health underscore state is doing, which is being changed by player control script and the health level in that. Okay, so planning to get started with. So that's like a quick demonstration of how we can use that health script to make a pickup. There's nothing in the scene yet that makes the health go down, so I have to introduce something dangerous. Right, okay, that's it.